I remember the night she told me those words like they were carved into my chest. Babe, no phones, no cameras, no videos. It's a girls' only bachelorette, and I don't want anything weird surfacing later. She said it with a laugh, twirling a strand of hair around her finger, sitting on the edge of our bed as she packed her suitcase. It sounded innocent enough, until it didn't. At the time I wanted to believe her. I wanted to believe that no recording meant privacy, not secrecy. That she just wanted to relax, not hide something. But something in her tone, something small and sharp, stuck with me. Her name was Lena, and we were 2 months away from getting married. It started as a tiny itch in the back of my mind, the kind you try to ignore because scratching it feels like admitting something ugly. The week before her trip, Lena became different. She was distracted, checking her phone constantly, giggling at messages she wouldn't show me. When I'd ask, she'd wave it off. Just the girls planning stuff. But then she changed her passcode. Lena never used to hide things. We'd been together 4 years. We'd gone through job layoffs, a miscarriage, even the loss of my father. Through it all, she'd been my rock. Steady, gentle, loyal. At least I thought she was. That's what makes betrayal so cruel. It's not the act itself. It's that it comes from someone you never imagined would wield the knife. The Bachelorette weekend was in Lake Tahoe. Cabin rental, private chef, a few spa sessions. That's what she told me. I told myself to trust her. I even drove her to the airport, kissed her forehead and said, "Have fun. You deserve it." But when she walked away, dragging that silver suitcase with her initials on it, something inside me twisted. It wasn't jealousy. It wasn't paranoia. It was instinct. That night I sat in my car outside our house for over an hour, replaying everything in my head. Her sudden change in behavior, the new perfume she'd started wearing, the gym sessions with the girls that never seemed to include anyone I knew. Then I did something I never thought I'd do. I opened my laptop and searched. Private investigator Lake Tahoe. Her rule was no recording. Mine was no blind trust. His name was Evan Morales. Former cop. Straightforward, quiet, and unsettlingly calm. When I told him the situation, he didn't even blink. "Bachelorette trips bring out people's real selves," he said, his voice low and steady. "You sure you want to see what happens when you're not around?" I hesitated. I really did. But something in me, the part that had watched Lena's smile fade when she looked at me lately, said yes. He asked for her flight info, her itinerary, and a few recent photos. Then he said, "You'll have your answers by Sunday." I didn't sleep for 2 nights. Saturday afternoon, Evan called. She's with her friends. They checked into a lakefront cabin. Everything looks normal so far. Relief hit me like a wave. Maybe I was being paranoid. Maybe I'd just become another insecure fiancé reading too much into things. But then he paused. "Tonight's when the private event starts. That's when I'll know more." The silence that followed was suffocating. Every hour felt like a lifetime. I tried distracting myself, watched a movie, took a walk, even tried calling my brother. But my mind kept circling back to her smile, her laugh, the way she'd said, "Don't worry, babe. It's just us girls." At 1:43 a.m. my phone buzzed. A message from Evan. "You'll want to see this." There was a video attachment. I almost didn't open it. I wish I hadn't. The video was grainy, shot through the cabin's window. Music pulsed faintly in the background. Something upbeat and careless. Inside, Lena danced with a man. Tall, dark hair, built like a personal trainer. Her arms were draped around his neck. His hands weren't where they should have been. The video cut, then resumed 20 minutes later. They were outside on the deck, alone. She kissed him first. And just like that, my world shattered. I don't remember much of that night after that point. Just fragments, the whiskey bottle, the couch, the sound of my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. When Evan called the next morning, his voice was careful. "I can send you the rest of the photos if you want." I told him to send everything. I needed to see. Needed to know. because part of me still didn't believe it. But there she was in every photo. Lena, my fiancée, the woman I planned to spend my life with, laughing, kissing, disappearing with that man into a back bedroom. When she came home Sunday night, she looked radiant. Sun-kissed, glowing, smiling like a woman who had the perfect weekend. I helped her with her bags. I even made her dinner. I played the role of the loving fiancé to perfection. She didn't notice my shaking hands when I poured her wine. "Did you miss me?" she teased. "More than you know," I said quietly. That night, she kissed me like nothing had changed, like I was still the man she loved. And for the first time, her touch made my skin crawl. For the next few days, I planned. I didn't confront her right away. Not yet. I wanted to understand why. I wanted to see if she'd even try to tell me the truth. So I watched, listened, waited. And I caught her smiling at her phone again, laughing quietly. She thought she was being discreet, deleting messages, stepping outside to take calls. But I'd already hired Evan once. So I hired him again. Within 48 hours, he had the man's name. Jason Holt, personal trainer, single, local to Tahoe. And recently, very chatty with Lena on her new fitness app. I didn't explode. I didn't yell. I didn't throw her things out or storm into a bar to punch a stranger. I just gathered proof. Screenshots, photos, bank statements showing a hotel charge 2 weeks after the trip. Same city, same man. When I had it all, I put it in a folder and slid it across the kitchen table one evening while she was eating dinner. "What's this?" she asked. "Your Bachelorette memories," I said. She frowned, opened it, and froze. The silence that followed could have cracked glass. Her fork slipped from her hand. "Where did you how?" "Doesn't matter," I cut in. My voice didn't even sound like mine. "You said no recording. So I made sure someone else recorded for you." Her eyes filled with tears instantly. "It wasn't what it looks like." "Then tell me what it is," I snapped. "Tell me what it looks like when you spend the night with another man while planning to marry me." She tried to reach for my hand, but I pulled away. "Please, I was drunk, it was stupid, it didn't mean anything." I laughed, bitter and hollow. "You made rules so no one could record it, Lena. You knew exactly what you were doing." Her tears came harder then, but they didn't move me. Not this time. I'd loved her with everything I had. And she'd buried that love under lies. We called off the wedding the next day. Her family begged me to reconsider. Her mother said, "She made a mistake, don't throw everything away." But trust, once broken, doesn't glue back together. Shatters. I moved out of the apartment we shared. Returned the ring. Blocked her number. For weeks she tried to reach me. Emails, voicemails, letters slipped under my door. All saying the same thing: "I'm sorry. Love you. I wish I could undo it." But she couldn't. None of it could be undone. Months passed. The pain dulled but never really left. Every now and then, I'd see a wedding announcement online or a couple laughing in a cafe, and I'd feel that old sting in my chest. Then one evening, Evan called again, out of the blue. "Just thought you should know," he said. "Your ex-fiancée's been coming around Tahoe again. Looks like she's trying to find the guy from the Bachelorette." I didn't respond, because that wasn't my problem anymore. I drove to the lake one last time months later, just to clear my head. The same lake where everything ended without me even being there. The water was still, the sun low, painting the surface gold. I stood there, thinking about how much of myself I'd poured into someone who wasn't ready to value it. For the first time, though, it didn't hurt as much. Because I realized something. Sometimes finding the truth breaks you, but staying blind would have destroyed you. I'd rather live with the pain of knowing than the peace of being fooled. On my drive home, I passed a wedding venue. Music floated out into the air, soft and hopeful. I rolled the window down, listened for a moment, then smiled. Not a bitter smile, just a quiet one. Because one day maybe I'd trust again. But I'd never ignore my instincts again. After all, she said, no recording. And I learned that anyone who fears being seen usually has something to hide.